All right. Okay. So I think that we are complete. Maybe others will join us a little bit later, but for the time being, so welcome to the second masterclass of the ERUA Hackathon. It's nice that you are here. My name is Frank Wehinger. We all call each other by our first names, so if that's okay with everyone, so therefore just Frank. I'm part of the ERUA team based at the University of Constance, and today I will be leading you through this event as the moderator. But now I would like to give the floor to Eleni. Eleni is the academic director of the ERUA Hackathon, and you, Eleni, will present the agenda and explain the goals of today's meeting. So go ahead, Eleni.
Okay, Frank, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Welcome. And I am very glad, I'm very happy to meet you even this way, digitally, and to connect with you through this event. This is the second masterclass, which is being held under the Hackathon action. As you all know, masterclasses are an innovative action for us all, of course, and for students as well, and citizens involved in ERUA. The aim of the master classes is to familiarize participants of Hackathon with the ERUA project, the profile of the Aegean regions, and the problematic of the challenge they face. And of course, and this is the aim of this second master class, the aim is to give the floor to the participants themselves. So during the first master class, keynote speakers from the academia and from the industry in the Aegean Islands shared their knowledge regarding their field of expertise and their occupation, and then several issues were came up, issues that maybe some of you will deal during the hackathon. So during this second masterclass, we will present some ideas that won the ERUA Ideathon, such as the Nomad School, and we will present also the idea of the wasteland, and Ms. Markela Gota will present the needs that were stated by the stakeholders during the first masterclass. And of course, during this second masterclass, which is the most important actually part of the masterclass, you, the young competitors, will present yourselves, your motivation, and you will choose the topics that you want to work together. And this is where Frank comes also, where he will help us map the needs and the profiles of you. And then we will go to the next step, where you will be able to vote for the opinions, for the ideas, but then we will talk about this one later. So that's it from me so far. Yes.
Thanks a lot, Eleni. Are there any follow-up questions regarding the agenda from the participants, or is everything clear for today's meeting? I'm asking especially the students. Okay, fine, perfect. So no questions for the time being. Good. So does anyone from the project team need to add anything? Yanis, for example, otherwise?
Thank you, Frank. I would like to welcome all of you to this procedure. As I said in my previous presentation, Islands face challenges, and especially the Greek ones. As we said before, the austerity policies imposed on the countries of the European South, and especially Greece, resulted in a slowdown of development and an increase in inequalities compared to be economically strong European Union economies. As you know, islands face specific challenges such as their small size, their peripherality and isolation, and their special and rich but also fragile natural and cultural environment. But even though insularity creates obstacles, islands can be places where opportunities can be developed by exploiting their advantages. Also, they can be ideal laboratories for studying sustainability and also cradles of experimentation for scientists, as they have a greater scope for social innovation. So we look forward to your contribution using your creativity to find sustainable ideas. We will be here. We will be at your disposal for your questions. And I would like to give the floor to Frank again. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Yanis. It's great to see that this event is also co-created by students from the new Aegean Islands, from the University of the Aegean Islands. Great, thanks a lot. Okay, then we can move on to the next item. The next item on the program is that Markella will follow up on the first masterclass, which took place a couple of days ago, with a special focus this time today on the needs of the island community on HERES. So go ahead, Markella.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you very much, Frank, for passing the floor on to me. As said by the previous speakers, the first master classes took place last week and hosted 8 keynote speakers who presented thematics based on the 3 challenges set in the context of the first ERUA Hackathon. Just to remind the participants, the 3 challenges are green-blue entrepreneurship, transform blue economy for a sustainable future, creative, transdisciplinary communities. I have shared the presentation with the IT team, but if that is not possible, I can continue. Okay, nice, thank you. So let's move to slides, please, if possible. Okay, let's start with a presentation by Mr. Athanaselis, who presented the North Aegean region and its geographical characteristics, as well as its demographic. He focused on the tourism sector and the agricultural sector, while informing students about EU funding opportunities that could be of use after you have completed your business ideas. You could use these funding opportunities to materialize what you have thought. He concluded with the presentation of 7 key challenges on the basis of sustainable blue economy. He did focus a lot on digital marketing as well. Just to remind to everyone, the first challenge he concluded with was the North Aegean region hosts a small number of ICT companies, even though it does have special tax rates. He highlighted that the focus should be on ICT companies who support the tourism sector and the agricultural sector, as well as the fishing sector. To continue, we hosted Ms. Argyrokou Tsouradi, who is involved in the cultivation of aromatic herbs on Chios Island. Her business career was used as an example for all of you to understand the complex entrepreneurial procedures and the operations that are involved in an insular community. Her experience with local products and her involvement in developing a local business unveiled a variety of challenges, which were mainly focused on the much needed digital solutions for local companies. Then we had Mr. Katsounis, who spoke previously as well. He participated with a presentation under title Sustainable Development in the North Aegean Region under the light of the SDGs, and focused on the mapping of the existing situation in the North Aegean. We can say at this moment that the North Aegean region is one of the 13 regions and one of the 4 island regions of Greece, forming the border of the European Union. It consists of 10 islands, and its population, according to the data of National Census conducted in 2021, is 194,943, showing a decrease of 2.2% compared to 2011. As a key point from Mr. Katsounis, you can also see in the recorded version of the master classes, the first master classes, a presentation by Mr. Stavros Kalognomos from CPMR, the Conference of Peripheral Maritime Regions, who presented the projects they have undertaken regarding youth initiatives and pan-European efforts to create communities and transform blue economy for a sustainable future. We were glad to have Ms. Kova with us as well, who presented the basic challenges that the tourism sector faces in Chios Island. She also referred to the strategic goals of the Chios Tourism Office and the actions that they have taken to date towards providing the incentive for attracting investments on the island. Furthermore, we had Mr. Kostas Plakotaris from Kiss the Earth. He is also a young entrepreneur with an experience to producing homemade peanut butter. He was also used as a case study in order to give you some perspective on what could be transformed into a business. So his case was mainly used as an example to inspire you on how to develop innovative business plans. The webinar concluded with a Q&A session. And last but not least, we had Petros Marinakis as another case study example, who I think is with us today as well, who presented the project of Aware, a byproduct of the ERUA Hackathon, as an example to facilitate the brainstorming among participants and as an invitation for you to collaborate with him to optimize his results. So this is all I had to say for now. If anyone has any question, I'm open to it. Otherwise, I do pass on the floor to Frank.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Marketa, for this recap of the first hackathon. Very interesting project that were presented there, obviously. Now, the next item is or one of these projects, possible projects or case studies, and that is the Nomad School. Today's Stathis is with us, and Katarina Pistola has also been involved in that project, but she is not here today. So Stathis, welcome to the second masterclass. Great to have you here. And I remember very well that this idea you're gonna present now was part of the ERUA Ideathon. And this was a competition held last year, an ERUA competition, and the winners were chosen at the ERUA summit in Paris in November. So you present your project, your idea, the Nomad School. And maybe you can also briefly explain to the other participants if you are planning to compete with this project at the hackathon now. And if yes, if you are accepting any other collaborators, or if you want to do it on your own or as a pair together with your with Katarina.
Hello, everybody. It's really nice to be here with you today. So, yeah, Katarina did not attend this meeting, but I will start first with the presentation. So, I'm Stathis, I'm a computer developer, and also I'm a postgraduate student in environmental science at the University of Aegean. And today I'm going to talk about this Nomad School that we have created with our NGO, which is called Carretera. So back to 2020, we have created our NGO as an anagram of the word road or path in Spanish. And our vision was to put two words like care for the earth and terra, and using the travel as experiential learning tool. And to 2021, we did our big step buying our tool, which is a big van, and that we have started converting it as an outdoor accessible focal point in order to provide the opportunities for communities to come up and create a nice project. And 2022, we have participated in Paris in ERUA Ideathon, and 2023, we're participating in Hackathon. So let's see what we have done till now. We're running Erasmus Plus training courses and youth exchanges with other NGOs around Europe. We are building a sustainable tourism network and doing hiking tours around Greece. We have also created a community-supported agriculture network in order to promote organic olive oil. And we are building, we are creating school gardens in primary schools. Our van, it's a kind of a prototype that we want to build, and it will include like a mobile library, an outdoor cinema, pop-up kitchen, and whatever somebody can think and is really active and want to do it. And it's going to be self-sufficient with running with solar energy its activities. So we are really open with other students and communities to join our project or try to do the same, either with fun or no. Our philosophy, we think that shares the new European Bauhaus values of sustainability, from climate goals to circularity, zero pollution, biodiversity, aesthetics, and inclusion. The Nomad schools try to transform open public spaces into common spaces, and this we try to do it in order, like make people use the van in order to meet the needs of the community and to activities in any setting. And the project try to make the participants familiar with the environment and develop and stimulating the local socioeconomic activities through the promotion of each region's distinct character, like traditions, music, local history, and country. The advantages and impacts of this project are social, that increase the interaction between social groups and create social capital, educational, using the van as an alternative co-learning tool, environmental, bringing new technology with the artistic expression, entrepreneurial. The workshops can be a variety of workshops. We can give some examples, like can be STEAM workshops like science, technology, engineering, arts, maths. Can be workshops for circular economy, zero waste, biodiversity, for example, building school gardens, environmental outdoor education, or energy transition. And yeah, that's it from our side. We are, as I said before, really open to new ideas and new participatory tools that can make it happen. And yeah, if you have more questions, we can communicate with us.
Thanks a lot, Stasis. Thanks a lot for this inspiring presentation. I mean, it's very impressive to see that you have already accomplished a lot of sub-projects, so to speak, and that you are traveling with your minivan across the mainland of Greece and maybe also the islands. That is very interesting. And a very interesting aspect of your presentation, I think, is that these activities can easily be reproduced by others. So that really connects to the hackathon and is very inspiring, maybe for also for other students who participate in this hackathon. So you asked for questions. Are there any questions from the audience for Stathis? Yes, Petros.
Okay, so how many people can a workshop handle? What is the capacity of a workshop? How many people can participate in a single event?
Yeah, I mean, this depends from the event. For example, where we are running the school gardens, the students are sometimes more than 40. So yeah, it's an open air cinema. Again, people can be from 20 to 40. But yeah, I don't know. It depends from the place that you go. If you are doing, for example, programming code school, maybe, and it's in a village, maybe just 2 or 3 children that they are interested into it. But it's yeah.
It's versatile. Okay, that covers it. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? No. Okay, thanks a lot again, Stathis, for this interesting presentation. And maybe we have later on in the program, we have the opportunity to hear more about your background and what you are planning for the hackathon. So this was the Nomad School. As I said, a project that is or has already been successful in the ERUA framework during the ERUA Ideathon last year. Now we continue with the program, and that brings us to the project Aware. And compared to the Nomad School and the Wasteland as a prototype for science shops. And the question is whether we can work further on these ideas. Eleni, you have the floor again.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Let me share my screen, please. Okay, so I guess you can see it now, right?
Mhm.
You can see my slides. Okay, so the question here is whether we could use these ideas, the AWARE idea or the nomad school idea or the wasteland idea, that I will say some things about that later on. If we could use these ideas, if we can scale them up further, or we could use these ideas during the hackathon, or how can more people participate or help in building these ideas. So, and if these ideas could be a part of the Science Shops project, which is part of the ERUA project. For example, regarding the AWARE idea, the question could be, how can we scale up this application and use it to raise awareness about other critical and important issues? For example, the blue economy or the sustainability or social inclusion or social innovation. Or, for example, regarding the nomad school, how we can scale up this project geographically or digitally. Can we have a nomad school for every university, for example? Staff could answer that question maybe, or he could have some help doing that. Or we could find any other idea for these two projects. So regarding wasteland, let me tell you some things about the wasteland. What is the wasteland? It's a project actually regarding it's all about reuse, recycle, and reduce. It concerns students and it concerns the community. The main idea is that students collect recyclable materials from their communities, and then they reuse them, they alter them, and they make them new usable products. And these products could be anything like bags, like jewelry, small furniture, anything they can think about. And then they sell these products, they become entrepreneurs actually, and they invest the money they earn into the community, the students' community. And then through this budget, through this money, they can fund other activities, more environmental friendly activities or other projects maybe. So who can take part in this project? This project is for students from all universities actually, of the Alliance. And if we wanna see how it works, actually there are some steps we can follow. The first important step is that we have to start this project, and this can be done by organizing a collection drive where students are encouraged to collect recyclable materials, collect them, and then use them somehow. These could be glasses, plastic glasses, bottles, cans, clothes, everything. And the second step, once the materials are collective, is the creative one, actually. The students then must or could use their creativity and turn this collected material into new products, products so that they can be used again. And they can do that while cooperating with local artists and learn new skills maybe or techniques. And then the third step is to sell these products that they have created, and the profit comes back to them. So they can do other things, like they can also help the community, and they can do things such as planting trees or cleaning beaches or other things that have to do with the environment. So what students achieve from this project, how they benefit, if we can say, is that they have the opportunity to develop their creativity and their entrepreneurial skills. Also, this project will help them empower students' communities and, of course, have a positive impact on the environment and the community. So, all these projects and the ones that may come from the hackathon action can all be part of these science shops. What are science shops? I guess we have to say some things about that. Science shops actually are an entity, an organization that carries out independent, participatory scientific research in response to concerns experienced by citizens and local civil society. It involves researchers, students that work together closely with civil society organizations or other members of society to co-create new knowledge that can be used to better understand or tackle societal issues. Part of these science shops is an initiative that is going to start on June, and it's about science cafes. Science cafes are online events where the results of the first hackathon will be presented openly, and we will try to find solutions for the local community and their needs. Another thing that is going to be part of the science shops is to develop further 5 pilot community-based participatory research and education projects. Some of them come from the hackathon or the ideathon or other ideas. And the third thing is that we're going to schedule the second ERUA hackathon, which is going to cover urban and local needs. The place is with a question mark. Maybe it will be Paris. We'll see about that. So I think that's all from me for now. Back to you then.
Yes, thanks a lot, Eleni, again, especially for the presentation of the WasteNet, which is a project that may be new to many of us, and also for introducing us into the concept of these science shops. Yes, that is could be an interesting idea to be further developed during the hackathon. Okay, so great. Now we've done with the presentations. Now the turn is yours, dear students, dear competitors of the hackathon. We would like to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself today to the other participants. And we also would like to hear more about your motivation and maybe also about your ideas that you want to develop during the hackathon, or whether you would like to join one of the proposals that are on the table right now. But today there will be no voting for a project or such things. That will be done afterwards, as has been explained in the beginning of this meeting by the organizers. So everything what is said or agreed on today is not the final decision, of course, but you will develop the project during in the course of this hackathon and the bootcamp and the final hackathon on HEOS. So we have prepared a tool for collaboration. That is a mural. You may be familiar with that. If not, I will explain briefly what that is about, and then I will share a link, and then we can work there together. So it's quite easy. So this is here the content of this mural, and here in the bottom right corner you can also navigate, and you can zoom in the fields. For example, here we go. This is later you will fill in these cards with some details, and then you can zoom out again, navigate to another to the other points here. So zoom in, zoom out, that is important to know. But I will describe in detail now what you will do. And of course, feel free to ask me. So I stop sharing here because I will share now the link so that we can enter the mural together. So I must copy the link now. And when you follow the link, you can insert your name, or you can also enter the mural anonymously. So I shared the link in the chat, and I see that the first participants arrive. People are still coming in, so I wait for another minute. All right, okay. Has everyone problems? Is it working for all of you? Okay, should be fine. Great. So before we start, I would like to tell you a few things about that, what we are going to do in the next couple of minutes. I will ask you to fill in the templates. These are the these yellow rectangles here. And then maybe there are three, we can go to that. So maybe you want to zoom in here on that, in that area. Here you have the first card. This is, there you should enter your name, what you are studying, and which university you are from, so that we have a few details about your person, and that makes it easier later when we talk to each other. And then your motivations would be great if you would also share your motivation while you're participating here in this event with us. That makes it easier for the organizers to know more about your expectations, about your interests. And then the third point here, this is maybe a little bit overwhelming for you today, but we will give it a try. That would mean that if you have already a project in mind that you would like to work or to scale up or to use as a framework for your own project that you would like to work with others, then please enter it here in that third card. But there is one thing to know. I will use this third card and drag it around here, across the mural. So I would like to ask you, please enter simply your first name here in that third card too. Okay, here's an example how that could look like. So enter your name, what you are studying, university you are from, and then the motivation, maybe 1, 2 sentences could be okay. So that is the first task. Later, I give you a couple of minutes now, but later I will ask you to introduce yourself, but that does not mean that you have to read out the card, of course, but I would like to know more about the motivation. So simply let's start with filling out the cards. And because we are a few students here, I have a suggestion. So person 1 could be. Now I need, please, show your hands with the reactions of Zoom, please, so that I know who are the participants of the hackathon. So not the organizers, but the participants. Okay, I see Petros, Stathis, yes, great. Peter. So you 3, right? John is also joining us. Okay, was not aware that you are here. All right, so we have 4 people. All right, okay. So Petros, you are person 1. Stathis, you are person 2. Sorry for giving you numbers, but that makes it easier. John, 3. And Peter, 4. So of course, I will observe here the mural, but I think that we won't need more than 5 minutes. And now I'm quiet. If there are any questions, please speak in. We are not that many today, so simply speak in or write me a message in Zoom. So time is up. I will give you another minute, I think, because I see that someone is still writing. All right, so I think we have done with filling in these cards here. Thanks a lot for that. That makes it easier than later to attribute you to projects and together and so on. So the idea now is that all of you 4 guys who want to participate in the hackathon briefly tell us more about the motivations, or the second card, and maybe maybe tell us more whether you have already a first project idea or a field of interest that you would like to highlight, work on, elaborate during the hackathon. So who's volunteering? Stathis, you raised your hand. Is it still the hand from before? Or are you volunteering to?
I can go ahead and start us off. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Okay then. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Also seems like I'm the only international student present, so it might make sense for me to start us off. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect, Peter.
Yeah. My name is Peter. I am from Roskilde University in Denmark, based close to Copenhagen. The simple reason for me to join this hackathon is I have a passion for sustainability. I try to incorporate it into my studies to the extent possible. I monitor the global sustainability agenda for work for a big biotech company, trying to sort of translate the sustainability agenda, these developments, into business opportunities and risks. And then I'm a volunteer in the United Nations Youth Association, the Climate Action Working Group. So a lot of my time is dedicated to sustainability and sustainability-related issues, and I just love this cross-nationality collaboration. And when I saw the opportunity to accelerate the Aiken communities, then I just took and grabbed it. I don't. Yeah, so that's most of all my motivation. And in terms of projects, I don't come with a fixed project proposal. I have made some considerations on the basis of these presentations that we've had from PhD students, experts, subject matter experts, and so on. But from what I've seen today, I am really blown away by especially the Nomad project and the Wasteland. And I would be inclined to join these projects, to one of these at least, to the extent possible, and help drive these projects forward. Yeah, so I guess that's it for me. That was motivation and some project considerations.
Thanks a lot, Peter.
You're welcome.
Yeah, great. Interesting to see that you're already quite involved in cross-national collaboration, as you said. But the format of hackathon is new to you, right? It's the first time that you are participating in such a kind of project development exercise. Yeah, it is. But I think it's an amazing opportunity, and I really appreciate that this is being set up for us to help also just help gain some experience in exactly project development. Yeah. So I'm excited. Yeah, very excited. Okay, great. From now on, of course, all participants, we are not that many, can simply speak in, so it's not necessary to wait. But if you have a question to one of the students, for example, or if the students have a question to one of the organizers, please feel free, fire away, and no problem today. let's make it a bit more, a bit interactive. All right, thanks. That was Peter Benson. Stathis, I mean, you can make it short because you have already presented. Maybe you could tell us more. I mean, you have already developed many projects. What is the reason why you are taking part in that format now, in the ERUA Hackathon? I think you're trying to unmute yourself. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're talking about the motivation.
Exactly. Okay, so you wrote that you also want to get new ideas, yes, for interesting projects and for making social impact. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'd like to meet new people that maybe have more ideas about these nomad schools.
Okay, so maybe also additional activities that that you would like to develop with other students. Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
I will add
great.
it here.
Yes. Okay, perfect. And of course, you are part of the Nomad School, as you wrote, so a highly scalable project. Good. Thanks a lot, Stathis. So we have, and by the way, I have seen that I see that there is a participant, Spiros Butzas, and I have seen you briefly because he opened the camera. Are you also a student willing to participate in the hackathon? Okay, he's currently not here. Okay, I will ask later, but could the organizers help me out? Spiros Butzas, is he? I've seen 2 persons there. Are they also participants, competitors in the hackathon?
Hi, can you hear us?
Yes, perfectly.
So we're actually, my name is Orestes and I'm with Spiros, and we will both be participating as a team. So we're here together.
Okay, perfect. Then I understand it by here. You entered your name Orestes, all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, now it's clear to me. Yes, maybe you can go ahead and explain your motivation. So I see that you are studying culture, technology, and communication at the University of Aegean. All right.
Yeah,
And
sorry. We have an ongoing project of trying to build an app to digitalize some cultural aspects of the island, and maybe quite market it a bit so we can attract more people to the island, like something like cultural tourism. And we hope of gaining experience through this hackathon and hear other people's ideas and maybe evolve our idea. And to have some network, meet new people, chat, you know, all this sort of stuff.
yes, perfect. Okay, so you are also open to new partners in your project.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Interesting. Another form of tourism on Aegean Islands. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome. Thanks a lot for that contribution. Okay, Petros Marinakis, you study oceanography and marine biosciences also at the University of Aegean. Interesting topic. And just tell us more about your motivation, why you're participating here. And I think that you have already, of course, a project that you want to develop.
Yeah, I came up with a project aware for the ERUA Ideathon. My motivation was to gain experience primarily, and then to encourage people to associate themselves with protecting our oceans, which are in grave danger currently. My project focuses on collaboration between experts and the community in order to make that happen. So I agree with the networking part the last participant mentioned, and it's well, although my project wasn't developed with exactly with the business model of the hackathon in mind, in the last masterclass, Ms. Irini Papadopoulou suggested that we could integrate tourism into my project, and that I think would make it a very sufficient method of attracting people internationally to the Aegean Islands.
All right. Interesting. Would that mean that in the hackathon that there could be made a connection between the AWARE project and where is here this Orestes and John's idea? Is that a possibility that could be worked on?
Well, of course, collaboration is very much an option here, and I'm open to any suggestions, tweaks, and remodeling.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Great. And Petros, so the AWARE project is, of course, your idea that has been developed earlier. Okay, so currently you are participating, so to speak, alone, so without other AWARE partners in the hackathon. Okay, so there is room for, or there are possibilities to find more partners in the course of this hackathon. Okay. Because we have, of course, many more participants than are attending the session today. All right. So thanks a lot to all four of you. I think that, so these are all right. We haven't overlooked someone who joined later, maybe. So
no, no. I am participant too. I'm John.
All right, John. I think you are together with Orestes here, right?
No. I am alone.
Okay. I cannot. Sorry, I cannot see who is speaking right now.
So, Frank, if I may help you,
yes.
I think that John Zamalis and Michael Ducina, if I say it, yeah, I think they have just joined. Okay.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay. Yes, wait. I just joined because I was in a classroom. I haven't presented myself.
Yeah.
So, John, if you could open your camera because it's easier for Frank and all the others.
Okay, just my my connection is slow. That's why I have the camera closed. My name is John Zamalis, and I'm thrilled to be part of this hackathon competition. I am 22 years old, I'm currently studying shipping at the University of Aegean in Chios. I am excited to see what innovative solution will come out of this hackathon. As a student of shipping, I have a particular interest in using technology to improve maritime transportation and logistics. I'm looking forward to collaborating with like-minded individuals and learning from the diverse skills sets and perspectives represented in the competition. That's from me. I don't know if you have any question. I have some ideas for the project, like food waste or but not something specific. Like food waste or but not something specific that
Yeah.
Yes.
Just perfectly okay. Yes, of course. That's also the idea of this hackathon, that you develop ideas together with others. Okay, so thanks a lot, John, for joining us after your classes. While you spoke, I already tried to add the details here. So you are person 5 here. Okay, but then we are complete, I think, right? Okay.
It's also 2 of us. We have joined later.
Ah, yes, sure. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead, and
Yeah,
I will write down your names here. So yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So as I understood now, we are sharing our motivations to why we joined the Hackathon initiative, and me and Lasse, and then also Oliver, who unfortunately wasn't able to participate today due to family stuff. We are a group of bachelor students, and we are working our thesis together. That's also why we decided to collaborate, but we are also looking for other people who would be maybe interested. But from my own perspective, the motivation behind joining ERUA Hackathon was that I had already some experience with entrepreneurial and also sustainability-oriented projects, which was also back in my home country, awarded as the top 3 entrepreneurial ideas, which I would also like to share some of my experience with other people, and also understand how people from different natures or from different countries are thinking regarding issues that might be concerning Aegean Islands. And also after my experience at the University of Bologna, where I was spending my last semester as an exchange student, I was studying their destination management and marketing, which I think would be super helpful to implement for the challenges that are concerning Aegean Islands at the moment. And I would like to share these thoughts with some of you, some of other participants, and hopefully create some good solutions that would be able to solve these issues. That will be from me.
Yeah. Great.
And my name is Lasse. Yeah?
I didn't understand, yes, your name.
My name is Lasse.
Lasse, okay.
And we go to Roskilde University, me and Michael, Oliver, and also Peter Benson. And I was also in Bologna in Italy studying for the last semester, where we worked a lot on sustainability and also entrepreneurial aspects of businesses. And innovative ways of working together with nature, which is also why I found this super interesting. And we will be going representing Roskilde University together with Peter. So now I also heard a part of what he said and the motivation for him to join, and we will of course meet up on beforehand and discuss these events and ideas and problems that Aegean Island faces. So we're looking forward to meeting all of you and working together.
Thanks a lot, Lasse. All right. And the third person in your group? I didn't got the name.
Oliver is his name.
Oliver Kamperlund.
All right. Good, perfect. So I put you together here. That's easier for me right now. Thanks a lot for joining us. Great that you're here on Friday afternoon. So yes, now we have an overview of the attendance of the hackathon, at least those who were able to join today. Now I would like, I'm still in the mural. Now I would like to create with you a small landscape of the hackathon so far. But it is important that this is not a final decision, of course. Today there are no final decisions made, so it's not to prejudge any decisions from the groups already, but I see already that there are certain possibilities for collaboration maybe, and so that's simply group that together. Maybe that could be the result of our first meeting today or the second meeting today. And as already said, all of you will of course vote on the project that you want to collaborate with and that you want to develop, but that is not done today. So the organizers will provide you an EU survey short questionnaire in the next days, where you can choose vote on the projects that you would like to participate in and that you will want to develop together with your fellow students from the other universities on Hios Island later then. But so currently, and please speak in if I do something is not correct, or if you have the impression that I misunderstood something. So Petros, of course, is connected to the AWARE project. All right. I mean, that has been your idea. And as we heard, he's open for collaboration. And maybe, I mean, it would be great, of course, to have cross-institutional groups or topics. But we already heard that it is possible that part of the AWARE idea that you developed could be elaborated in terms of culture or tourism, right? So we have here Orestes. All right. I'm struggling a little bit with the technique. So culture, another form of tourism. All right. Okay. So that means we should add here another idea, right? That is sustainable tourism, if I got it correctly. If not, please correct me. And there, that is your field of interest. However, you could also maybe create synergies with that one. All right. So what else do we have? The Nomad School, of course. Yes, and the Nomad School is a very flexible project. I mean, traveling through Greece and developing very different, but at the same time interconnected projects, workshops, and so on. And this is very interesting, I think, because the Nomad School could be also kind of role model. So, for example, the workshops that you develop could be Stathis could be a role model for others in the project who simply apply the format that you have developed for another topic. Of course, yes, that means that this is something, a concept that could be used also by the others. All right. And then we have, of course, the participants who are willing to develop new ideas or maybe join other projects, right? So currently, I put you here to, I do not know, but that maybe I have to rephrase that a little bit. And of course, you have ideas in mind, but you are simply open for new ideas. Okay, maybe that way is better. All right, and then the group from Rook, who are also do not necessarily need to transpose their own idea, but have already described a field of interest that they would like to work on in this hackathon. And of course, could be, or maybe we will see, could develop together with the other partners a project related to, for example, sustainable tourism or the Nomad School, depending on what the Aegean island will need. Okay, now we have Peter, of course, and you already said that
Sorry, Frank, Peter has raised his hand.
yeah, okay, speak in, Peter.
Yeah, it was just a quick question. If is there any way for us participants to have each other's maybe an email, exchange email, if we have any questions to specific projects that we can we'll be able to reach out and and ask each other's questions.
Yeah, it's good that you already mentioned that. So that is a wish from the participants, and the organizers should make that available so that you can, all of the participants can reach out to each other. We will have now, I'm finishing right now this exercise, and then we will have a short open discussion on what you participants expect, what is still needed, information you need, and we will try to clarify your questions. All right, and that is the first comment that you already, maybe Peter, you can write it down here in, wait.
Well, sorry.
Yeah. Here, I just need to get a laser pointer. So here, I have already prepared commentation area, and maybe in the meantime, you can simply use one of these cards and write it down, so it's not forgotten.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so yes, Peter has already. Here we go. Has already expressed a first preference. But of course, no decisions are made today, but you already said that the Nomad School could be something interesting. Okay, so that is the current landscape or result of today's meeting. Here we have the wasteland. I think maybe that was presented for the first time today, as I understood. So I'm quite sure that maybe other participants could be interested in developing this idea. So that does not necessarily mean that we will have to skip that. We will see, because in the next couple of days, decisions, votes are made. All right. So far, any comments regarding to this project idea landscape from the participants? Okay, maybe not directly to that one, but now we move to the last section. And this is the feedback section. That means you have now, dear participants, you have now in the last 1.5 hours, you heard about the other more developed projects, ideas. For example, we didn't talk so far in the discussion about the science shops, for example, a very interesting format. Wasteland is maybe also an idea that could be further developed, and then highly scalable formats like Nomad, the Nomad School, and so on. Now it's time. Before I will pass the word again to the organizers for their comments, I would like to know whether the students in the room have specific feedback or questions to us. I will give you a couple of minutes so that you can think about that, because maybe that makes it easier. And if you go to the 4th section, so I use my laser pointer again here, you simply can take one of the cards, and if you like, you can write in your comments or questions and drag it up here somewhere. And then we can try to clarify that. And I already see that, Michael, you have a question.
Yeah, I would like to ask, because due to the fact that we have unfortunately joined later, how can we access the interactive space?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I will put it into the chat again. Okay. I was not aware of that. Sorry. I know when you join the room later, then you cannot see previous comments. I think, yeah, that's it. All right. Yeah. Here we go. I will give you a couple of minutes so you think about your questions or feedback that you want to express, because we are coming to an end of the session, but in the end, of course, the organizers can react to your questions and also tell you the next steps. So let's say 3 minutes. All right, maybe we can already stop, I think, because we have only 2 questions, which is okay. Yes, and I forgot to say what the difference between urgent comments and general comments is. So, but it's okay, we have only 2 of them. So, Peter, you asked for contact information, contact details for reaching out to other participants. So question to the organizers, who will take care of that? Is that possible?
So I guess, yes, that's possible, but also remember that during the boot camps, all students will come together and create these groups. So they can do that there. I think it's in a few days, the first bootcamp. But yes, we can see how we can share the info.
Sorry, when was the first boot camps?
When is the first bootcamp, Eleni?
Just give me a minute and I'll tell you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Michael says 8th and 12th of May.
On the 8th of May and on the 12th of May, as I can see now.
Is that okay for you, Peter? Can you wait until Monday? All right. Okay, perfect. Brings me to another question. Do the students already have a schedule, a timetable of the whole program? Because I think that we have many registered students, but only 6 or 7 now were able to show up today. Maybe it's advisable to send out the dates early so that they can make it possible, that they can make their participation possible.
Yeah. Yes, actually, all those that are not here today will present their idea. They'll send a video or something that they will present themselves, and if they have an idea, and if they're open to specific ideas, and then after that, all of them they can see again the YouTube from the first masterclass or this one, so they can remember what has been presented, and then they will vote and groups will be made.
All right. Okay. And for Peter, do you also have the times on Monday, when exactly that will take place, the first boot camp?
No, I do not have any times on. I haven't received anything. If I have, then I have noticed. But it would be nice to have it all confirmed.
Okay. Others also nodding. Maybe that's really necessary to send out the times for Monday. Perfect. Okay. I'm sure the organizers will care for that. All right. So next question, when will we receive the program for the hackathon days? Can somebody answer that? Maybe it's not possible currently because, of course, we have to first develop the projects, or yes, what about that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you asked, Frank, sorry.
Yeah, when will the participants receive the program for the hackathon days? So these 3 days on HIOS.
When? You said when?
When?
Yes, well, actually, I don't know about that because Eleftheria or Makela are responsible for the program.
Yes,
As I guess that.
Thank you very much. I would say that you'll have the program for the hackathon days, the 24th to 26th of May, in any 2 of the bootcamps, like either on the 8th or on the 12th of the month. You're going to have the full program. Any directions you may need and details regarding accommodation and traveling, you can send us an email at the ERUA office address. I think you're familiar with it, if I'm not mistaken.
You can put it into the chat, the email address.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eleftheria, please, if you may.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot. So I see that the program is currently developed, and now we have also the contact details to the organizers. So it's in the chat now. Thanks a lot, Eleftheria. And yes, so any more questions from you, dear participants, dear students?
Yes, may I ask, so will the teams be set up during the first bootcamp? Did I understand correct?
Okay, now maybe, yes, that's a good and important question, of course. So maybe we can pass the word to the organizers to explain the next steps now in general.
If I could monopolize the discussion for a while.
Yeah.
The team building event is going to be on the first bootcamp on the 8th of the month. And that is because not every participant joined us today. So not everyone has voted. So we are going to let a few days pass. We're going to send you the voting link so that everyone has a chance to vote their ideas, the best preferred in any way. And we are going to discuss all of this on the 8th. I think I covered your question. I didn't know who.
Yes. Thank you very much, Marcella.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, so that means team building at the first bootcamp. All right. Okay. Good. Is there now anything to add from the organizers? Because we are not running out of time. That's perfect. Was pretty shorter than expected today. So maybe we would like to finish with announcement, next steps by Marcella, but you already have done that right now, correct? Or is there something else, Marcella, that you have to tell the students? It is not available currently. Okay, so otherwise, please reach out to the hackathon team. Yes.
I was here. I just had a problem with my microphone.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I would like to thank everyone who participated in this event today, the speakers and the participants as well. It is an honor for us that we have you here expressing your opinion. We wanted to create a safe environment for you to express your ideas and share them. Not have any difficulty in that, because we are trying to develop an integrated community after all. Personally, I am very glad with the ideas that have been presented, as well as the teams that have been formed. Some of them, I think, have been. We would like you to be in multicultural teams, but these are all information that we are going to discuss during the first bootcamp. So not to worry. We want all of you to have a nice time. In the meantime, you are going to create a business idea, a business proposal, but it's going to be something that comes out of your heart, I think. We are waiting to see you all during the first and second bootcamp to prepare you as best as we can. Thank you very much, Frank, for moderating this discussion today. It was very
Yes, it was a pleasure, Marcella. Thanks a lot for the kind words. And yes, well, I would like to finish with congratulating the students for having this great opportunity to work in potentially cross-national teams on challenges that Aegean Island face, and also for having the opportunity to travel to Chios. So that's great. Congratulations. And with that, we will finish today's session. So have a nice weekend and good luck at the first bootcamp on Monday. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.